3 reps, very tough. It's a lot of stress on the front delt, a lot of core activation, a lot of glute engagement, guys. And remember, you always want to be in that protracted.
Line them up, knock them down. Yeah. They said it was a grind. They said it takes time, yeah, I know. I guess they weren't lying. Every time I try to climb, they cut the rope. I fell straight to the bottom, got problems, I don't really wanna talk about them, no. I've been down this road too many times to be afraid. I close my eyes when I walk down it.
What's going on, YouTube? You're back with the Prez. We're in the home gym today, and today I'm bringing you a full hybrid shoulder workout. Remember guys, hybrid training means combining traditional weightlifting with calisthenics, right? Basically, we're keeping functional and our body strong at the same time. If you have access to weights, in my opinion, there's no reason to neglect them, because incorporating weightlifting and calisthenics is going to give you the best of both worlds, right? It's really going to help you develop the best possible package that you can bring. And like I said numerous times, there are many weightlifting exercises that are going to benefit over to your calisthenic skills and strength. So today is going to be a full hybrid shoulder session. So we're going to be starting off with our first main compound movement. We're going to be doing overhead barbell military press. I've spoke about this movement in the past many times, and in all honesty, I would consider it one of the #1 weightlifting exercises that you guys should be incorporating. It's going to have a great translation over to an enormous amount of calisthenic training and skills, right? It's going to teach you full body tension with a load overhead, right? It's really going to build stability throughout the entire chain of the body, right? From the shoulder joint to the hip joint, all the way down to the ankles and feet being grounded in the floor. Have a great translation over to all your handstand work, all your pressing moves in calisthenics. And again, it's going to teach you to maintain that full body tension, which is necessary for all calisthenic training. So I got 115 pounds on the bar, and we're just going to do a warm-up set. Today's method, we're going to be going for a 5x5 training. Again, really trying to build up strength in the overhead press. So we got 115 for a warm-up set. I did a bar prior to this just for 10 reps, really stretching out the shoulders. And before that, I did all my band rotations. So you don't want to fatigue the shoulders getting into the working sets. So we're just going to do a few reps at 115. Let the body know we're going to start lifting some load. Just an easy 4 reps, little pause on top. Listen, shoulder press is going to be, the perfect form is going to depend on how much shoulder mobility you have, right? Ideally, you want to be able to get your head through, arms completely locked out, right? You don't ever want to be pressing with your head behind your arms, right? It's going to put a load in a bad position, and it's going to put you in a very compromised position to get injured. So just one warm-up set, and we're going to get right into a 5x5 training. See you at set 1. Alright guys, we got 140 pounds on the bar. The goal is today, 5 sets of 5 reps. I don't know if I'm going to hit that, but I'm going to go for 5 total sets. Again guys, if I don't hit 5 reps, all 5 sets, that means I got to stay at this 140 pounds until I'm strong enough to master for 5 sets. So, let's go, set 1. Alright, so caught the 5 reps on set 1. It definitely was tough. If you watched the previous video when I was talking about RPE, I would say that's an RPE of about 9 right there. So I'm going to rest a good 3 to 4 minutes right now, really recover, and see how I do for set 2. Hopefully I can get a good minimum 4 reps again for set 2. But if I have a drop off to 3, I'm probably just going to cut this back to 3 sets and then build up volume over time, right? I don't have to go for all 5 sets today if they're going to start being less productive, right? So 3 to 4 minute break right now. I'll see you with the next set. All right, guys, set 2, 140 pounds. In case you're wondering, we got a 35 at 10 and a 2.5 on each side. Let's get it. we go. Another 5, 2 sets down. Again, I rested a good 4 minutes in between set 1 and set 2. And again, I would say honestly that RP might have been maybe only an 8. The second set, my nervous system was a little more fired up. I've spoken about this in the past, right? You count the warm-up set to 115 just to acclimate your body to some load, right? Then you get to your first working set at the 140 pounds. That's just your body firing up for the 140. Now sets 2 and sets 3 might be my strongest 2 sets. And let's see if we can keep it going for all 5 sets though. Another 3, 4 minute break. 3 more rounds. Let's go. Set 3. Woo! Alright, you can see, third set, definitely the toughest one so far. So the second set, I got my best reps out. So again, I'll put that as RP 9, maybe almost 10, right? Because that last 5th rep, I really pushed for it. It was a complete failure. So I'm gonna go for the 4th set, see what we get to. If it's a bad drop-off set, I want to go for the 5th set, right? Remember, every week you look to progress, right? You don't always have to go balls to the wall and think you're gonna hit all 5 sets of 5 reps on your first attempt at a load, right? So know your limit, make all the sets effective and productive. This way, the next time you get to it, you know all you gotta do is a little bit more and you're progressively overloading, right? All right, guys, another break. See you at the 4th set. All right, guys, let's get it. Set 4. Alright, so 3 reps, I definitely was starting to feel the fatigue on that set. So I'm going to call it a wrap. Only go for 4 sets today. I'm going to stay at the 140 next time I'm at the overhead press. And again, the goal is to hit 5 sets, 5 reps at the 140. I definitely think I can get it next time I get to this weight. Because honestly, only a couple days ago for that matter, I threw 140 on and only repped it max effort and caught 5 reps in one clip, right? So to be able to hit it for 3 productive sets of 5 and then 3 reps on the 4th set, I already made progress at this load, right? So getting stronger every session, guys. That's the key. If you're not getting stronger, you're not doing better, something's going wrong in your training, right? So make sure you're progressively overloading. And like I told you, it's a hybrid style of training. We got calisthenics, skill work, all bodyweight work next. Let's get it. All right, guys, so 4 sets of overhead press work done. That was our main pressing movement today for our shoulders. And I told you it's going to be a hybrid style routine. So now the rest of the routine is pretty much going to all be calisthenic skill as well as strength training. Because pretty much all shoulder work, if you're not repping out handstand push-ups and you're working on more advanced skills, it's just going to be building a lot of strength in the whole shoulder joint area in general. So now we're going to be going into a dynamic, I would say, planche exercise. It's going to be a straight arm movement, really going to put a lot of stress on the front delt. But again, dynamic means we're going to be going through ranges of motion, right? Static, isometric, or just isometric holds. Now we're going to be doing a dynamic exercise into a static hold. So watch, we're going to be doing planche leans into a tuck planche hold. So watch, guys. Again, you want to make sure you're protracted the scapula every rep. So lean forward, drag those feet up until they come off, and hold. We'll go for just 1 to 3 reps a set. Two, one more. But you can see, 3 reps, very tough. It's a lot of stress on the front delt, a lot of core activation, a lot of glute engagement, guys. And remember, you always want to be in that protracted scapula position for full and for perfect planche form, right? So I'm only gonna do 3 rounds of this. I'll take about 2 to 3 minute break in between each set here and just go for max effort each set. Let's go. All right, guys, so I hit 3 sets of those planche leans into a tuck planche hold. And look, set 3, I only did 1 lean. I was barely even holding the tuck planche at that point. So now we're gonna go into one more dynamic straight arm movement, which again is gonna be pretty planche specific. This is gonna teach compression as well as straight arm strength and stability, and now really engaging our glutes. So I'm gonna go for the harder variation first, which is gonna be almost full planche attempt variation, and then for sets 2 and set 3, I'll probably drop into a straddle variation. So guys, you guys are gonna come, L-sit, compress, and you see, for me to come from an L-sit to a full planche kick out, I don't have that core strength, shoulder strength, and that forward lean or glute engagement yet. So ideally, I wanted to look, see, I'm gonna rest a few minutes, go into maybe 2 more attempts, jumping into a straddle at the end instead of a full kick out. So as you guys can see, that's just a dynamic L-sit move, taking you from full vertical shoulder stability into a full forward lean planche when all the stress comes to the shoulder. So very tough exercise, guys. A planche is no joke. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna go from the L-sit into a straddle planche, and I might try to rep it if I could get into a full straddle planche and not collapse during the rep. So let's see, guys, let's get it. Again, not easy. Shoulder definitely feeling the fatigue. But again, what I lack for the planche is the glute engagement. And I think for the straddle planche in general, so I never ever did straddle front levers. I always was able to go straight to a front lever. I don't have that flexibility in the hips where I can open up like that into a full straddle while engaging the glutes, right? I feel like if I ever get the planche, it's gonna go right to a full planche. But I do the straddle reps to overload the shoulder. And hey, maybe one day I'll pull out a full straddle just by keep kicking out over and over. So we're gonna do one more set of these L-sit to straddle planche kickouts, and we got 2 more exercises for our shoulders. Let's get it. All right, guys, so 3 sets total of the L-sit to the planche kickouts, right? And now we're gonna move on to the rings. And remember, listen, when you're using the rings, almost every exercise is gonna utilize a ton of shoulder strength, mobility, and flexibility is gonna be required to get moves done on the ring. Because again, these are now moving, right? They're not static. You're not stabilizing on a static surface. So in order to stabilize your body on these rings, everything's gonna come from the shoulder joint. So you're gonna build a ton of shoulder strength just by utilizing the rings more and more. But now we're gonna get into a specific exercise which is gonna build pretty much full upper body tension, but it's gonna place a lot of stress on the side delt. So those planche leans are gonna put a lot of stress on the front delt. And remember, we already hit our presses. Pressing with the barbell was our main pressing movement. That's gonna strengthen the entire shoulder joint. From the front delt, side delt, all the way to the rear delt, as well as the traps, the rhomboids, all gonna be engaged at full lockout. So now we're gonna go specific straight arm movement for full upper body strength, but a lot of stress on the side delt here. And you guys have seen me do this in the past, but I'm gonna be doing a harder variation in an L-sit. So remember, guys, a ring support hold ideally is like this, right? Arms close to the body. The farther you bring the rings out, it's gonna mimic more of a cross. And as you open up more and more, it's gonna place more stress on the delt. So we're gonna hold the rings far from the body in an L-sit position, guys. Now, if you guys have rings, I recommend setting them up just about chest high. You wanna push up, lock those arms out wide. And now an L-sit is gonna put you in optimal upright vertical position for your shoulder blades and everything. Keep those rings wide, building strength and stability in the shoulder, specifically the side delt. Drop back down. And this set is gonna be done for time. We're gonna be aiming for 10 to 20-second holds, 3 to 5 total sets of this, and I'll keep the breaks here no longer than 2 minutes. So let's get it. 4 total rounds of the wide L-sit hold on the rings. And at the end of each set, you guys saw I threw a little bit of a forward planche lean, just elevating the hips up. So now, remember, shoulder press, full shoulder work. Then once those planche leans, you're gonna target a lot of front delt. These L-sit wide holds, we're gonna target a little more side delt. And now again, we're gonna put a little more isolation effort towards our rear delt. Remember, rear delts are always one of the most neglected muscle groups in the posterior chain, and they're gonna really help those shoulders pop, help bring that 3D look. So I lowered the rings now down to just about waistline. So the lower they are, the harder this exercise is gonna be, and we're just gonna do ring face pulls. You guys have seen me do this on the dip bars as well. It's almost a similar movement as doing body weight rows or like ring rows or Australian pull-ups, but now instead of pulling to the chest, we're gonna be pulling higher towards the forehead. Really gonna target the rear delts here. And we're going 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps. So I want you to notice, each repetition here I'm doing under full control. I'm not trying to bang them out for speed or with momentum. Every rep is full lockout, and I'm really trying to focus on bringing my body up by pulling my rear delts back, right? Really trying to initiate the pull using the delt and squeeze at the concentric, which is the top portion of the rep, to really feel that isometric contraction, pump a lot of blood into the delts. And again, between these sets, I'm only taking about 60-second break. Here, I'm really focusing on blowing up the delts here, really working for that lactic acid buildup. Alright guys, I'm only going to record the first set for you. I'm going to do 2 more sets. We're going to wrap up the video here. So you guys saw also, I did these nice and slow and controlled, pausing in the full concentric portion of the rep, really feeling the rear delt activate and isometrically hold me up in that position. Drop down slowly to full lockout, pull right back up, initiating the pull through the delt. So, hope you guys enjoyed this full hybrid style shoulder training. Again, we're going to be targeting the full body though, pretty much, because when you get on those rings and overhead pressing, you're still got to be working a lot of glute engagement, maintaining that full body tension. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Try this routine out. Like I said, if you have access to weights, I definitely recommend incorporating them a little bit. They're only going to benefit you. And if you guys don't got yourself a pair of rings, get yourself some rings. If you guys are looking to get better on the rings, check out my ring program on my website. I'm telling you, it's one of the best programs you guys are going to come across. It will take you very far. You could be a complete beginner on these rings, and this will have you doing combos towards the end of the training. So I hope you, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like the video, it really helps the algorithms out, guys. You guys have any questions, comments, leave in the comments section. Let me know down below what you guys want to see more of. And like always, guys, share the video. Share it with your friends, family. Let's help grow this channel more. We're almost at 15,000. Few hundred more people, less than a few hundred more people are going to be at that 15,000 mark. So let's hit that before the end of January, guys. We got a few more days left. Let's pass that 15,000 mark. And like always, guys, I really appreciate all the support. Peace out. BARNATURALS.
A die, I'm top 3. For a die, I'm top 3. For a die, look.